tasteless. This isn't going to be a cycle shenanigan. This is Drilling Claw's Widow Mine drop.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh my goodness. When's the last time we casted a PBT where they went Drilling Claws off of...
This early? It's been a while.
One of the changes from the patch is that Drilling Claws is actually slightly better. I don't think the burrow speed has changed. I'm pretty sure that is the same, but the unburrow speed has gotten a little bit quicker, and so there is some possibility that Bunny's going to come in with a Drilling Claws drop. And oh, Nightmare actually with a hallucinated Phoenix Scout. I don't think he saw the tech lab on the factory.
I don't think the vision's big enough. Yeah,
no.
He did not. The upgrade is 5 seconds out, so it's going to be done as this drop comes in.
And Nightmare notably does not have a robotics facility yet.
Yeah,
it's just now going down. That armory not only does it unlock Drilling Claws, is going to burrow so quick. Oh, these are going to be big hits.
8, what?
And that's not the end of it either, Tasteless, because that Robo, we might have 2 more shots from those Widow Mines in the natural expansion. And Bunny's also taking a hidden base. This is like a Protoss build.
I'm actually a little bit mad watching this. This is, you can't do both of these things to get away with. This is wrong.
Oh, this is so cool. I love to see this from Bunny. I mean, Nightmare kind of took a gamble going for 2-gate blink expand like this. Now he does have their good read on when these Widow Mine drops, or when these Widow Mines attacks, excuse me, are going to reset, so he doesn't lose any probes from the follow-up, but a lot of mining time is lost.
Oh, gosh. Oh, he's going to lurk just at, oh, I thought he was going to drop over the natural. He's going to go into the main instead. Here we go. How fast is Nightmare this time?
Oh, that might not be fast enough.
Oh,
so close.
Whoa, something just flew above the screen there. That was weird. Like a bicycle just flew by the camera. He does get the kill on the medevac. The observer's here, so the Widow Mines can't be the same threat they were before. But, I mean, dude, the lost mining time.
Yeah.
The workers that were killed, 8 were killed in that initial drop, which is huge. And there's this hidden base down here. This is really ingenious to do the hidden base when you're doing this build. First of all, your observers had to stay back because they had to detect. So you just don't have a lot of scouting. This has always been a feature with Protoss, by the way, is like if you can control the role of the observer, you're going to control how much they're going to be scouting on the map freely, right? So he's had to even keep the second observer back at home because he knows the threat of drops is so real. So when is this hidden base going to be scouted? Probably not for a while. It seemed like hidden bases weren't trending that much in StarCraft 2, but a couple of years ago they were getting more popular. It does seem like it's a cyclical thing. Like everybody starts to do it, then it becomes too commonplace, and then it goes away. But we're going to have another medevac come through here now. Blink is done, so we got to see, can he actually see this?
Yeah, he's going to see it. He was waiting in the wings. Very well played there by Nightmare in a really fast storm. Now, I got to commend Nightmare for his defense here against these. Oh, my goodness. That observer basically hit the cameraman. I feel like this is what,
if you're a pro observer, you have to be able to fly into debris as things get blown up.
There's probably pro observers from around the world just watching this, just like nodding their head. Well done,
wow,
buddy.
He's good.
But, man, Nightmare did not take too much damage from that. He actually handled it quite well. The question is, with this mostly Blinkstalker force, he does have a lot of gateways done, but this is a dangerous timing window. He's investing a lot, getting Storm out, but it's not finished just yet, and there might be an angle of attack here for Bunny to come in with this bio timing and potentially get damage done, but also behind that, 4 command centers already coming online. Nightmare might have just enough to hold on here.
Yeah, he's going to try to come in here and arc around this. Widow Mine shots are pretty good. The Storm whiffs entirely.
Yeah, I feel like that was a Storm that he might have queued up before when the bio was moving and then thought he canceled, but instead it actually went through. So only 2 more Storms available with this army, but Nightmare has done a great job of rebounding from a build that almost certainly caught him off guard.
There's a possibility that that 4th base is, or the hidden base is scouted so late, it just looks like it's a 4th base. Yeah. And Nightmare never really figures out what's happening here. Bunny's at 164 supply and doesn't seem to have an army that can actually take a fight more than 1 or 2 Side Storms coming down.
Oh, that blink.
What?
That is some miscontrol right there from Nightmare.
Okay, quick hit the debris. Oh, all right.
Maybe a little bit of jitters, but I believe Nightmare was exactly as you said, caught off guard by the amount of bio that Bunny had.
Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, what is going on here?
Because that 3rd base has certainly paid for itself by now. Now, the Storms for Nightmare coming through are pretty good in a vacuum, but the problem is Nightmare is not really able to engage off of these. So the medevacs, they've already basically healed the bio back up. Oh, EMP comes in. All those Templar nullified on the south side, and Bunny is about to run over this army from Nightmare.
Okay, Stim comes up, and I think we're almost to the end of this game. I mean,
Certainly.
This is just such an overwhelming amount. You know, the Widow mine drop was good, but the hidden base was even better. And we're seeing the complexity of Nightmare's army just get diminished. Zealots are falling. We should be going into game 2 shortly here.
And Nightmare's got to be scratching his head a little bit with this one.
It's like, what? Why do you have so much stuff? I didn't miss any pylons. I made all the probes I needed. Even with my 8 probes that were killed early on, this doesn't seem like it makes any sense. So I think a really well planned out build. The fact that you do that Widow mine drop controlled where the observer is and then come in with a move like this is really smart. GG!
So this is a very different build than we saw in game number 1 from Nightmare. You know, we were wondering if something shaky was going to happen with that early probe, but Nightmare actually coming in with the same insta-scout here against Bunny, but behind it sent a second probe across the map. It is going to be proxying something in the third base, and it's a second gateway tasteless.
Yeah, so we're going to go with the old Max Packs build here.
The proxy, and I really think there's potential for Nightmare to get a lot done with these openings, and that barracks, I do believe, is going to lift off and go for an add-on. Now, Bunker is coming in as Bunny sees the Zealot, and here comes the Stalker. That Bunker is nowhere near completion. That Marine is just going to have to get traded out instantly here.
Yeah, the Zealot gets the kill over there. The Reaper does escape. All the SCVs are going to come down now.
Yeah, this is a very good reaction. Oh, from Bunny.
Ooh.
He tries to go for the surround there on the Stalker. He would have been able to get it, but just barely shy. These SCVs, a lot of them are going to go down, but the Bunker will eventually get up.
Yeah, of course, you know, the Reaper, not that threatening inside of a bunker versus Stalkers, but it's held. The command center can be mined from. The question is, you know, how much more do you want to try to push this? There aren't SCVs down here to repair, so it seems like the game plan is basically to just keep putting pressure on here. One SCV is not enough to repair it, but as a third infantry unit goes inside, I think the math gets a little bit more difficult to calculate. Is it going to be worth it to give up hull damage to try to maybe take that bunker down?
Oh, and I love that move from Bunny. It's so small, but just poking out with a Reaper, hitting the Stalkers that are out of shield so they don't regenerate and they can't poke and prod again, as you said.
It's so smart.
And Bunny just brilliant here. That Cyclone should be able to chase down this Stalker. Very good in these early game engagements. It's really the new role of the Cyclone here in PBT, is that you're able to take trades like this one.
Pushes it right into where the gateway is.
And that's great value right there for the Cyclone.
I mean,
it is cheaper now. That's what it's designed to do, is try to handle these early gateway attacks in this matchup, and it does a great job of anchoring the defense there for Bunny. And now we're kind of going into a macro game. I see now that the starport is done. Medevac coming across the map, so it seems like it was kind of a 1-1-1 here into this Medevac, and oh, this is a dangerous situation. No, that Medevac's not going to unload, and 5 Stalkers beat these 2 Cyclones. So Nightmare, with some great instinct there, moving across the map, catches a ton of supply, and even using the acceleration zone there
to
take out
huge.
the Cyclone. You can feel kind of the momentum shifting a little bit, where Bunny, after that early game value he got on defense with the Cyclone, was feeling pretty good, but now with Blink complete, and Nightmare catching, I mean, what was that, 14 supply and some critical high-tech units from Bunny, he has the real opportunity to get damage done. There's only 4 Marines and 1 siege tank, and that siege tank's gonna have to really anchor the defense here for Bunny. And look at these Marines, also very low on HP.
Yeah, he's continuing to chip away, killing off SCVs where he can.
Oh, that's
the
still
tank
in range.
in siege mode, yeah, he's gonna have to figure out how much longer he wants to try to stay over in that area. The War Prism just came out. There's more Stalkers coming up. You know, you could just try to blink up into the main.
Oh, this is 4-gate blink as well.
Yeah.
Seeing both him and Kier opt for that very early here with these Raven openings. But the Stalker is coming in.
Okay, so these Stalkers are coming up, and they go right on top of the tank.
Yeah, it's a lot of damage being done.
It's kind of a weird interaction there where he scooped up the rest of the Stalkers.
Yeah, you see Hero really, him and MaxPax are kind of the pioneers of this. MaxPax in Europe certainly was the player that popularized this the most, but Hero has been doing a ton of this 4-gate blink stuff himself. And once you get this critical mass of Stalkers, I believe it is 11 to one-shot a siege tank like that, you can do some really tricky micro, like blinking forward, sniping the siege tank, and then basically using the warp prism as a second blink. And oh my goodness, the Raven gets caught out as well. And that might be the breaking point. There's only 2 siege tanks right now here for Nightmare. Bunny is still heavily committed. Observer gets sniped out. There is no third Nexus for Bunny just yet, or for Nightmare, excuse me, just yet. Charge gets started, probe cut, and more gateways coming down, Tasteless. He's gonna go for the killing move.
Yeah, he's gonna try to blink in here. As long as the tank count is low, you can't have them spread out where they covers everything. So he blinks up there. He now has the entire army. Now the blinks are gonna be staggered because he didn't do this all at once, so it's a little bit harder to dive. You have to wait for the entire cooldown to reset. But it looks like instead he can make these Zealots to run in here and tank damage.
This is almost like a push from Bridor with the Zealots trying to drop on the siege tanks
it's
here.
Like the Bulldog where you drop the Zealots on top of the tank. That's exactly what he's doing. The infantry are going to come back here and fight. A lot of SCVs are going down. 14 now, 17 total have been killed as a recall saves the remainder of those Stalkers.
Oh, and Bunny has a bad read on this game. Oftentimes, if you go for this 4-gate max pack style, you take a third base behind it, you play very mineral heavy, and you try to macro. That is not what Nightmare's doing. He's going into charge. He's building more Stalkers. He's building a lot of gateways back at home, and so Bunny might actually be falling into a trap. We'll have to see what the production setup is going to be here for Nightmare. If he has one big warp in, maybe he can get something done, but actually, Bunny.
I mean, he's got a lot. You know, the Stalkers are just not
SCV
quite
pull.
trading out.
Yeah, this changes the dynamic a ton. You can see Nightmare really trying to set up a trap almost against Bunny, but with the SCV pull, I think that might give enough bulk to this force for Bunny to, in fact, get a lot of damage done on the Protoss side of the map.
The force field is not ideal. You can see Bunny's going to tear down the rocks and open this wide up. And, I mean, again, the Stalker's taking a ton of damage. The SCV's coming to the front to soak. The tanks are still in range here. I mean, is it possible for Nightmare to hang on? I'm not so sure.
He might have bled out a little bit too much. This SCV pull is so smart from Bunny. So much HP was absorbed by those SCVs. If it was just the Marines, then maybe Nightmare would be in a good position to hold. But instead, despite going for this, 7-gate with charge and blink style, he's not getting too much done. But look at Bunny's side of the map. There is literally no economy.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to take this Nexus out. There's no way to stop that. 2 Archons finished, so I don't even know what's mining back at home right now for Bunny. I mean, he looks like he's really hurting. He could still drop mules here. A scan is going to shell that Zealot. You know, if he just gets a siege tank a little bit closer, he can start to hit all these units that are on the low ground just behind the natural.
Well, it's just such a dynamic fight right now. Nightmare has to keep those sentries alive, try and get force fields or guardian shields with value. He's still supply blocked. He's lost so many pylons and the Nexus back at home. I love that force field just eliminating
so sick.
The surface area there for the Marines. He's going to blink out the Stalkers and just try to defend the main.
But there's nothing that... Oh, he's going to recall that. I was about to say there's nothing he can do. I was wrong. So there are... Basically, there's nothing mining in the main. There are a couple patches left over here. So it is still possible for Nightmare to hold this.
Yeah, Nightmare literally just has to hold this army. If he can defend this push, he wins the game.
It seems like if he was going to attack, he should have done it before the tank sieged up.
Well, the thing is, he was supply blocked for so much time. He wanted to get at least one more warp in. And also, keep in mind, with all these stims, these medevacs very low on energy, so the healing won't be quite as substantial in this fight.
That is true.
He's just trying to find the perfect moment to come in. It's do or die right now for Nightmare, and here he comes, Tasteless.
Here we go. The tank at the bottom is going to siege up. He goes right on top of that first tank. The second tank falls. Zealots come in here from behind. The Archon falls, and it's just going to be this infantry. Again, not a lot to heal here. I think he barely wins this. I think Terran barely takes this fight. Hold on.
Zealots more warping in. These Marines are so low on HP, but there's only 2 Stalkers left.
Oh my God, I think that's it. That's game. GG.
Wow. Whoa! What a game.
That was...
It's Drilling Claws again.
Yeah. Now, maybe he does this without hiding the base. Maybe just make a third there. I don't know.
Watch it like expands to Nightmare's Gold or something. Builds a planetary fortress there. Something crazy. But I love this build. I mean, the first burrow just hits so quickly. And usually it's at a very fragile time in your development as a Protoss player where we have, 2 or 3 Stalkers in the main, 2 or 3 Stalkers and maybe a Sentry in the natural expansion. And those small groups of units, if they were together, yes, they could probably kill some of the Widow Mines, but they're never going to be together because you're trying to intercept and slow down a non-Drilling Claw drop. Although Blink is very fast this game. Nightmare was chrono boosting that a ton, so maybe he's actually going to be able to intercept this. That was 5 Stalkers in the main base.
All right, well, this Medevac's going to come in. Stalkers are ready.
Is he going to see it, though?
I don't know. Okay, all 5 get the shot off. I thought for a second some in the back were not. But he gets 5 kills with the 2 shots from the Widow Mine here. So, like, can he do it again?
One more Widow Mine coming into the natural expansion. Observer getting chrono boosted out.
Pretty brazen in the approach.
He tried to put it into the assimilator in time to dodge the shot and just barely couldn't do it. And this is a much better defense from Nightmare than in the previous game. Only 6 probes in total going down. Bunny's looking to try and get some kind of damage done.
Oh, wow. Wrong direction.
Yeah, it's tough to make that read.
Well, they're just not going to be in a good position now. And keep in mind, this is all going to be hinged on the fact that a drop can, a push can come in post-drop.
Oh,
no!
my.
Oh, my God. Oh, and he gets 2 more and just picks them back up to drop somewhere else. What am I looking at over here in the middle of the map? Another big hit over there.
Oh, it's at 1 HP. It's at 1 HP. Nightmare he very well might have thought that he killed that at 1 H.
Well, you know, I don't know if that he's keeping track of this.
No.
Dude.
Oh, this recall could be, is that the Observer? I mean, the mines are going to hit again. That's 18 probes.
Yeah, I mean, that's so many kills. Now a drop in the main.
Oh
my God.
Make it
like,
stop.
This is like we're watching the Starcraft version of Hostel, the movie. Like, this is a gore film.
This is abuse.
This is rough.
29 probes killed. And you know what? If Nightmare had those Stalkers in position, if he didn't go down to that 6 o'clock position to intercept the medevac, if he was able to catch it, I don't think this would have happened. Instead, it's just a snowball effect where we have almost 30 probes getting down. These Widow Mines have gotten more value than pretty much all Widow Mines in existence.
Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, that's it.
GG.
Whoa.
Against a Widow Mine drop that might come. And in fact, this Hellion Scout is so big. We have 4-gate Blink coming in with a pretty significant probe cut right now.
Man, lock your doors, close your windows, man. You do not want to let this Hellion just get in like this. Gets a second kill. I mean, these are not even kills you're supposed to have factored in as a possibility, because you're supposed to have a cleaner play than this.
He's going to get the 3rd one, too.
Yeah, and it will be killed off.
That is one of the most value Hellions I have ever seen.
Yeah.
So we'll see what Nightmare's able to get done. Another siege tank is about to pop from that factory in a moment. Adepts at the natural trying to divert the attention of Bunny and successfully do so.
One tank's about to pop. Stim is halfway done, but you know, luckily in this case the Terran's on the right side of the map, so the add-on's not just out there. Here we go. There's that blink in.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that you know, with the SCVs pulled and everything else, can he actually get out in time? I guess he could pick up with a warp prism, but you know, that was a lot of Stalkers killed.
It was a lot of Stalkers killed. I think he's kind of threading the needle in terms of whether it's worth it or not. And it wasn't cost effective, but just as I said, that's both siege tanks dead. So now these Stalkers can start to reap the rewards
they can
of that dive.
Out micro the Marines. And you can see, you know, that it's hard for the Marines to compete with the Stalker range, but eventually they can push them up against the wall. Another tank's out. Stim's about to be done. The Marines become much more fearsome when Stim is available.
Yeah, I feel like Stim being done pretty much spells the end.
Oh, this is crazy. Is he really going to go for a drop right now? Isn't he, like, so vulnerable in his base?
And a 3rd command center. This is brave.
All right, he even leads with the medevac here. And, I mean, we see a recall is triggered. These are actually not...
Oh, no.
I don't know why it didn't occur to me. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, those Stalkers are very, very badly damaged. And actually,
oh,
no, if only there was a term to capture the idea of what happens if one pylon powers everything, I could have articulated it so much more easily.
Somewhere in Canada, Artosis is waking up in a cold sweat.
Artosis woke up after he peed the bed. Something happened out there.
Nightmare is in a world of trouble right now, Tasteless. And so Nightmare right now, he's kind of in the middle. He's taking the 3rd base, but the probe count is low. He's taking a lot of damage, and the gateway army that he has is unbelievably weak to what Bunny has in store. I frankly do not see a way that he holds this push.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to have to, or this game is just going to end. The tanks are going to be falling. There's a third one here in the back. He does fraction off a couple more units over here.
It's actually a really good engagement.
Yeah, I think he actually does hold.
What a jinx by this caster. This guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I mean, that engagement coming in from Nightmare was perfect. The siege tank line was not.
The tanks are very poorly positioned. You need to have the tanks in an unreachable location or far enough along that the Marines can actually capitalize on their ability to kite. And I think what happened was he had 2 tanks right out in the front, and, you know, you need at least, like, 3 volleys, 4 volleys from the tank before, they start to really do what they need to do.
I mean, genuinely, that was such a scary proposition, that Terran push coming into the natural expansion like that. I don't think Bunny was quite anticipating Nightmare having so much with the way that he overextended with the Marines. I mean, the connections coming in from the Zealots on the siege tank from that third were so huge. And now Nightmare could actually get on the offensive a little bit. Some SCVs going down here in the third base. He's going to try and retreat. If I'm not mistaken, no concussive shells. Yeah, it's just now researching, about halfway done. So a lot more of these Zealots are going to be able to escape from that third base. But still, the bio army here for Bunny, it's very strong.
It looks like he will be able to gun down this Warp Prism. It's just not quite fast enough.
Yeah, but I don't think we have any ghosts on the table just yet. Production has just begun. These Templar, that one, 90 energy. Storm is researched, right?
It is done, yeah.
Just missing an opportunity for a really big Storm. I mean, what are these Templar doing?
Done? What am I watching? I swear to God I saw the upgrade go on the tick earlier.
Those are 2 Templar with high energy that did not storm.
Okay, so he actually has it. All right.
Imagine this with just 2 more Storms, though. It would have been a much better fight here for Nightmare.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like there's enough muscle here from the Terran. He can try to power through another fantastic Storm. That actually might be enough to drive him back. He dives down on the tank, but does that result in a bit of an overextension? There are still more reinforcements trickling in. It does seem like Nightmare's very fragmented, right? Like he's got units here, there, and everywhere, but not all of them are fighting. Another tank sieging up over here just so he can hit the units over on the stairs.
Yeah, now there isn't much more splash damage left for Nightmare, so these engagements are going to be really tough. That High Templar even with no energy whatsoever. And Nightmare can't afford to warp in more Templar for time, so this bio is just going to reign supreme here at the 4th base, and I think Bunny is going to be going to the round of 8. I mean, this is looking really bad for Nightmare.
The Bunsters got this. There's no way that I think Nightmare can recover.
3 Zealots, 1 Stalker. No Templar warped in, so Storm isn't even in the cards.
Yeah. This Nexus is going to fall, and it's just a skip and a hop away from there to get to that natural.
Skip and a hop. I like that with Bunny. He's going to bunny hop his way to the round of 8 here.
Medevac's very low on energy, but still, seems like there's just enough with the kiting that the Protoss over time will be whittled down to nothing.
Yeah.
And from there, it's just going to be the Nexus and the probes falling.
Wow. What a game for Bunny. And he's going to be going into the round of 8 again here.
Terrans win today.